Hi, this is Christy McCreary with the Office of Assessments, and today I will be providing Precode training for the 2019-2020 OSTP assessments. This year, Precode opens on December 9, 2019, and it closes on January 17th. Again, January 17th is the deadline to have Precode certified. There have been some updates made for this year. First, there is a single Precode application for all state tests except WIDA Access, which was pulled on November 26th. For all other state tests, Precode information will be pulled January 17th at 11:59 p.m. Student labels will be sent to schools with testing materials. IEP 504 status, Braille, large print, paper pencil, and OAP status will be populated directly from EdPlan. In addition, the Office of Accountability will run a query and send an email in early January identifying any seniors who are missing tests. You may manually add these students so that they can participate in testing. These fields must be certified in Precode as accurate by districts: STN, first and last name, birth date, grade level, EL status, and IEP or 504 status. Student demographic information will be applied to the student testing record with a demographic overlay shortly after the close of the testing window. Additional training regarding the demographic overlay will be provided at a later date. Large print, Braille, and paper testing accommodation information will be pulled from EdPlan, and orders for these materials will be placed automatically with the vendor. Please note, once changes are made to EdPlan, there could be a 2-day delay before being populated in the wave. The deadline for correcting state testing accommodations codes in EdPlan is January 11th. If a student is enrolled in the same district during Precode and the testing window, the grade the student is in during Precode will determine what grade level tests they take. If a student transfers to a new district between Precode and testing window, the demographic overlay will determine grade level that should have been assessed. Students who are enrolled in grade 11 when the Precode snapshot is taken in January will be included in Precode as a grade 11 student. Districts will need to add students to the Cognia, SAT, or ACT systems manually if the students were promoted before Precode or need to take one of the CCRAs for graduation purposes, including alternative education students. If a student transfers districts and is erroneously enrolled in the wrong grade, do not exit and re-enroll. Correct it in your local student information system. This includes CCRA Science and U.S. History assessments. There are no Precode exemptions for the 2019-2020 school year. The Every Student Succeeds Act, or ESSA, requires Oklahoma to ensure the number of students assessed with the OAP in math, ELA, and science does not exceed 1% of the statewide student testing population. If your district is anticipating more than 1% of your testing population will participate in the OAP for the 2020 spring operational window, complete this survey by February 6, 2020. District staff may utilize this template prior to completing the online survey, which is due February 6th. For questions related to the survey, please contact the Special Education Services Office. This chart provides the parameters of your data file. If a district sends a local ID with any non-numeric values, the field will be rejected and it will not be included in Precode. So how exactly do we go about certifying Precode? First of all, select your browser. We recommend using Internet Explorer. To get into the report, you will go to the single sign-on page, which can be found on the SDE webpage. If you do not have access, you can create an account from this page and request to be assigned to your district. However, the state only manages the superintendent's account, and user roles and assignment to your district must be added by your superintendent or district login administrator. Once logged into the single sign-on, scroll down to the WAVE portal. Once in the WAVE, go to the Reporting tab and find the State Reporting Certification. From there, open the Precode application. Please note that no data is actually changed in this report. All changes must be made in your Student Information System, which is then sent back to the WAVE and loaded into the application, similar to the October 1 Consolidated Report. Changes made in your Student Information System before 8 p.m. will be populated in the WAVE the next morning. This page also informs you of the district status of the report, which can also be found on the site page. The status lets users know where the site is in progress. Not started indicate that no one has logged in to review the report. In process means at least one person is logged in to view the report. Confirmed means that all the changes have been made for the site and the principal has confirmed the accuracy of the report. The principal is the only role that can confirm the site report. Certified means the superintendent has certified the report after all sites are confirmed, meaning the superintendent is certifying the district information as accurate. If changes are needed after certifying the report but prior to the deadline, you must contact the State Department of Education. Selecting the Precode report will take you to a page where you will select the site you are working on. Depending on your district permissions, you may see one site or multiple sites. The site principal is able to confirm the report from this landing page, and the superintendent can release a site report if changes are needed after the confirmation. The superintendent can certify the district report. Changes must be made prior to the January 17th deadline. From this page, you can also see your site status. Once the site is selected, you will see the navigation bar where you can move to various pages in the report. You can return to the Site Selector page, go to the Final Report, find the Missing Students report, as well as the Reporting Tools page, which will be covered in later trainings. The Final Report is the default page where student information will be displayed once a site is selected. Again, no changes can be made in this report. They must all be made in the district student information system. The Final Report is the default page where student information will be displayed once a site is selected. Again, no changes can be made in this report. They must all be made in the district student information system. From the Final Report page, you are able to export all of the site data in an Excel or CSV file. When it downloads, you will receive a message stating the file may be unsafe and asking if you would like to open it anyway. Please say yes. From the navigation bar, you can move to the Find Missing Students page. This takes you to a list of students the SDE believes should be in your Precode report but have errors with some of the required fields. When you scroll to the far right of Find Missing Students report, there are 3 columns where it indicates if the student has issues in any of the wizards. When it states has issues, a link is provided to the Data Validation Wizard, STN Wizard, and Ownership Wizard to the listed issues for the student. For further information about the wizards, you can view the 2016 WAVE trainings from the Documents section under the Resource tab in the WAVE. This concludes our Precode training. Thank you for your time and your attention. If you have any questions following this training, please contact the Office of Assessments.